So the goal that wasn't, and this is why. Certainly tight. Would have been the 93rd goal of this FIFA World Cup so far. We've had the quickest today, with Morocco scoring after just 70 seconds against Scotland. That was also the game winner. That is a pass into just open space, and a moment for the Haitians to just sit on the ball and relieve some of this pressure. Well, some of those famous faces are in the building tonight. Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, just appeared on the big screen as well. Indeed, they were part of the Brazil team that played in Haiti 22 years ago, helping to inspire a new generation of footballers in the troubled country. It's booted away by Experience. They won that game 6-0. Roberto Carlos also played in it.
And with Cunha coming into midfield, creating that 4 against 3 advantage that allows them to build a little bit better.
And he comes across and he's content to just send it behind for a corner. The sun officially set 2 minutes after kickoff. The lights now beaming down. We're in South Philadelphia. Fantastic venue, a wonderful sporting city. Watching Brazil's corner come in. Placide came for it, he didn't get there. Vinicius Junior is looking for an angle to shoot, and he'll get a corner.
Set pieces have become such an important part of the game now that it's good to see a goalkeeper be aggressive and come out for the ball.
That's the first shot on goal. That's the third corner whipped in. His header. Arcus' header back now, and his goalkeeper will have to scramble. He'll get there. Arcus, remember, went into the book. We said it was early, and a sign of the disciplined nature of our referee. That was actually the fastest yellow card of this FIFA World Cup so far.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hero now. Referee's played advantage. Ellegaard finds Verne, the man who's come in to slot into the back line. Very rare that we see Haiti play with a 5. Marcus helps it on. That's Casemir. And that's Stanley Jean-Jacques. Casemir will have a run at them, and it'll break his way for a moment, and now they can get the cross in from the right as well. It's Arcus' ball, and it was just a little bit too deep for Experience, but the flag is actually up on the near side.
Providence coming more into the middle from the left side is causing Brazil problems. And on this side, we see Casemir get through 2 defenders. and Arcus's ball goes a little bit too far.
Hello, Pradhan Auto. Hello, welcome. Hello, Pradhan.
Haiti close to hitting what you would think would be the psychologically important number of 20 minutes.
They look comfortable on the field. There's been a couple instances Brazil has held the ball a little bit too long, and when they hold the ball, they're threading that line, that offside line in the back with Vinicius Jr. on one side and Rafinha on the other.
Vinicius Jr., it falls to him, and it was ultimately blocked by Duverne. That's a clean tackle.
Hello everyone, welcome to hello everyone, welcome, good morning.
Duverne spent the year playing in Belgium on loan from Nantes. Member of the Gold Cup squad here last summer. Now here's a chance for Brazil to cross deep into the box. Rather too deep from Danilo, but it's taken a touch.
Krishna bhai aul abo ulka heर्नुपर्छ है Krishna bhatta au Chris
Seemed like miscommunication there
10 बजे हुन्छ है उभिए 10 बजे
on the far post
10 बजे
between Duverne and
हुन्छ है
Arcus.
10 बजे अब पहिला म्याच हेर्नु पर्दैन म्याच
Rafinha to take the
हेर्ने
corner. Was Pirro there to head it away. Providence now. Experience had gone one way, then they tried to go right through the middle as well.
कति आउँछ के चिन्ता नगर न मेरो भन्छौ स्टुडेन्ट कति आउँछ
They committed numbers, and they could be caught at this moment because Rafinha is going to clip it just wide.
म्याच हेर न बिहानको 10 बजे बिहानको 10
And we had another flag
म्याच हेर्नुपर्छ
right at the end of this sequence.
म्याच हेर्नुपर्छ
He's been the danger man, without a doubt, so far for Brazil.
He has been, and Guimarães has been the distributor when he gets time in the middle of the field. He's dangerous, and Haiti's allowing him that time.
Fourth time Brazil been caught offside already. As we saw Rafinha show, a little gesture he made. It's been inches. By Cunha in the middle. Vini Jr. all central. Now he takes it wide. And that shot is saved. And on the follow-up, it's going to go into the Haiti net. It's going to go down as an own goal. But Brazil have scored just before the midway point of the first half at the Philadelphia Stadium. Cunha's taking the plaudits.
45बाट स्टार्ट भने हैन यो म्याचै हो कि के हो अहिले दिइराको
And it's a Brazilian breakthrough.
फुटबल हाने त यार यो के हो म्याच हो कि पहिलाको के हो यो
And here's Vini Jr. stepping into the box. Cutting inside, going for the far post, and on the rebound, Cunha's right there. But the defender cuts it off, and unfortunately the ball goes in the goal.
यो त आफ्नै टिमले गोल हाने के हो यार
It looks like it hits off of Cunha.
May well just be a little deflection
पहिलाको म्याच हो
off Cunha, so he will be able to claim it, it seems. There's the touch, and there is the little touch off Cunha's shin as well. And he'll take it. had one goal before tonight for Brazil. He's made it two. Fortunate moment for Delcroix.
And once again, that movement from Cunha stepping back into midfield is forcing that Haitian line to step more. And once they step more, they're leaving more space behind. And that space is being exploited at this point by both Rafinha on one side and
Match start in 1 minute. 1 minute no match start. Tuak lahi. No dejando de seguir. Oh, match start on saya. 1 minute. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Live now. Live now was so go.
Plenty to ponder then for Sebastien Mignet, the Haitian head coach. Actually part of the Cameroon coaching staff when they beat Brazil 1-0 in Qatar at the last FIFA World Cup. Trying to carry over some tactics from that. But there's Cunha's goal, the difference. A deflection from close range, breaking the early resolve of Haiti. And we're ready to resume after the hydration break. Cunha's other goal was in World Cup qualifying.
Yeah, match.
Inauspicious. They'll go direct and all the way through to... But in Brazil, the expectation levels for this team always so high, and the reaction so strong as well after the first game. That's not really how they see it. They want Brazil all the way, in the finest traditions of the way this country plays their football. They don't want to see the foot off the gas at any point.
Hello, TGR.
That could have been a yellow card. Rafinha comes in with the foot up.
Hello, TGR.
That's what the referee saw of the goal. Just stretching in, and it was his touch taking the ball goal bound anyway, although it just brushed off the knee of Cunha. Dos Santos opens it up now for Paquetá. Vinicius Junior back for Paquetá. An important touch in from Delquart to get it away, but it hasn't gone far. Good work from Experience to get it off Rafinha.
Hello, Bustard. Hello, Bustard. Hello.
Hero not only controls it, but he's found himself with some time as well. Balaguer over to the far side. They can swing the cross in, and that's the kind of moments where they have to produce a bit of quality.
Good hold-up play from Pirro. Brings it into midfield, switches it to the upper side, and as they're getting numbers into the box, they just need they need much better service.
Yeah, एकछिन म्याच हेरौँ न म्याच हेरेर आफ्नो पोस्टमा आफ्नै गोल हाने के अघि आफ्नो पोस्टमा आफ्नै गोल हाने.
As we expected, Brazil seeing the majority of the ball. Experience. He made the run into the box as well, and it was Casemiro who was in there, and they've managed to force their way to their first corner.
Very good reaction from Haiti, getting numbers forward, making a connection from left side.
Balaguer to take it. Marcus forces way down the line to get it back in. He can't. The omen's generally pretty good when Brazil score first in a World Cup match. They've lost just 3 of the 71 matches in which they have scored the opening goal.
Not sure what percentage that is, but it sounds pretty good.
It's high. They lost 2-1 to the Netherlands in the 2010 quarter-final. Beaten by Norway in 1998 group stage. And infamously, of course, Uruguay, 1950. The final round, but the result that really shook Brazilian football to its core.
This is smart from Brazil here, allowing Haiti to have the ball more in the back, maybe to find the space behind on the counter.
It's a counter that starts now for Brazil. Vinicius Junior slips it through, and it's fired into the roof of the net. There's no doubt this time. Junior has the goal. Brazil have two. Called into the starting 11 and responding.
And we were just saying how smart it was for Brazil to pull out Haiti a little bit more so that they could find the space behind. Good recovery in the middle of the field. Vinny Jr. gets the ball, automatically finds Cunha on the diagonal run, and he buries this, left-footed into the upper corner.
Just well, he's almost falling away as he hits it, and you sense Placide's almost wrong-footed by that moment. But it hit the roof of the net with some force, and they can celebrate. A brace for Cunha. Offside flags up from the restart, so two for Cunha, his first double since scoring a brace for Wolves against Fulham in the 4-1 win in November 2024. Of course, it was his form for Wolverhampton Wanderers that brought the big money transfer to Old Trafford and Manchester United, where he had a fine season, hitting the net 10 times. Indeed, he's been trying to persuade Casemiro to extend his stay at Old Trafford. Casemiro is one of those who will leave this summer. Brazilian free kick here. It is Cunha who's fouled. Referee wants to hold play up for a moment.
Brazil do goal.
Rafinha needs some treatment, and they are going to bring the physios on. We'll have a look at Rafinha. And he will, in fact, actually come off. Not going to take any chances. Well, in a bright half hour. And here comes the youngster, the teenager. Ryan. It's one of those for Brazil's future, the man who plays for Bournemouth in the English Premier League. Hit the ground running on England's south coast as well this year. A lot of people have been pushing for the likes of Ryan to be getting starting places. Hendricks, another one. The parts of the Brazilian media have been saying it's time to shake it up, Carlo. And he is pushing the patience line.
And here's what's important for Brazil right now, that this, in the end, this game could potentially end up being more than 3 points for them, because it could be the confidence builder that starts putting this team together as they head into the more important rounds of this World Cup.
Over the top, Casemiro, early ball behind Hero. We've got a Haitian down as well. It's Casemiro who played that ball across. He needs treatment too. Meantime, we've got the Mexican wave doing the rounds here. It's all around us. We've got a wonderful collection of Brazilian and Haiti fans. All the colours, the canary yellow, as it's known, the blue and red of Haiti. Came in hope more than true anticipation, but it's been a tough spell in the game. Year's brace, but they will savour every moment of this incredible night at this wonderful venue. Casemiro now will stay off the field. The off-field treatment rule being used at this World Cup. So as he required the attention to the physio on the field, he stays put for a minimum of 60 seconds on the touchline. Brazil play against 10 men for the time being as we approach half-time. Paquetá. Give and go from Douglas Santos, who's pushed upfield a little bit. Casemiro. It goes for Ryan to get a first touch.
Hello, Suyuk, bhai, Suyuk, hello. How, bhai?
We'll have to join in on this Mexican wave in a minute, Tab, if it keeps going. It's coming past us. I feel like we're being rather party poopers, staying in our seats.
Utho, Suyuk. Suyuk. Yes, Suyuk.
I think it's fair to say the party's well and truly underway now. Ryan on the run. Here come Brazil. 3 in the box. The cross is blocked, but it ricocheted back off him and it'll be a goal kick. Well, with the delays and, of course, the hydration break, you'll have 6 additional minutes.
And let's see now if Haiti's approach is just to go to halftime at 2-0, make some adjustments, potentially maybe send another player forward if they're still looking to get a point. There's nothing to lose at this point for Haiti.
Well, they did leave Walton Isidore on the bench, who started with Pero in the last game, so they went to just the one up front. And Luis Deedson, another of the players who plays his football in this country with FC Dallas of Major League Soccer. He's the other to drop out, but he can bring some pace and threat to the attack. But of course, the question is going to be really Brazil are going to be coming out this second half and thinking, right, how many more goals can we get tonight? Most of the fans I spoke to were looking at, they wanted a minimum 5 from their team this evening.
Well, it likely will make a difference. Right? Morocco will beat Scotland. They play this Haiti team next.
Live na basa na kita live na.
Vinny Jr. cutting back. Ryan's in the middle. Other numbers joining as well. Experience was there with the header away.
Goal on. Okay, right, okay. That's all live na basa.
And to expand on my point, so if both Brazil and Morocco end up winning both of their games, they tied each other, which means the tiebreaker there then goes to goals. So goals will be important. So surely Brazil is not going to take the foot off the gas going into the second half.
No, they have navigated one key part of the game, which was to just break that early resolve that we knew we would see from Haiti, and then try and push on.
Give it 10 बजे हुन्छ 10 बजे. Give it 10 बजे हुन्छ.
Again, Haiti caught flat. Vinny Jr.'s in, and Brazil have 3.
ब्राजिलले 3 गोल हानिसक्यो. ब्राजिलले 3 गोल हानिसक्यो.
They're starting to samba in Philadelphia, and Vinny Jr. has his second goal of this FIFA World Cup.
And once again, we see this play develop in midfield. Paquetá Turk sees all that big space behind. That line is so high. And of course, Vinny Jr. takes advantage and tucks it right under the goalkeeper.
एक गोल त आफ्नो पोस्टमा आफै हालेको एक गोल त.
A lot of poise in that finish. Scored a spectacular goal in New York, New Jersey Stadium against Morocco. That was a goal that salvaged something ultimately, got Brazil back on the front foot in their group opener. Tonight he scores a goal that you sense is part of what they want to be, a flurry against this Haiti group. Knew it was going to be a very, very difficult night, but conceded 3 in this first half. The referee has his notebook out once again. Gabriel down on the surface. Euro has gone in the book.
Light man was on the
Looked like a hand to the face. Not a whole lot more than that. I don't think there was intention in that. But probably a deserved yellow card anyway.
Miro's nickname is the Mountain. And I suppose
Haiti
have a mountain to climb now.
तीन गोल हानिसक्यो ब्राजिलले 3 गोल. 6:45 त भनेको म्याच अगाडिबाट स्टार्ट हुँदो रहेछ त्यो 6:45 त 20 मिनेट गइसक्यो थियो
They really want the half-time whistle, you sense. That's a good step.
हिसाब गर्नु अहिले कति भयो 45बाट 8 मिनेट
Balagal can bring it away. Tried to get the run in as well, and ultimately it's swept away by Marquinhos.
तीन गोल ब्राजिल
Hero
तीन गोल
trying to turn. Feels his shirt was tugged a little bit there. From our vantage point, I can see his argument.
Aye.
24 years since we've seen Brazil score 3 in the first half of a World Cup match. And the whistle goes for half-time. Matheus Cunha has a brace for Brazil tonight. And on the stroke of half-time, Vini Jr. got away and finished past Johnny Placide to make it 3-goal advantage for the Brazilians at half-time. A long way back for Haiti, who need to avoid defeat to stay in this World Cup. It is half-time in the Philadelphia Stadium. Brazil 3, Haiti 0. So the players will retreat to the dressing rooms. That was a tough first 45 minutes for Haiti. Ranked 83 in the world against the team ranked 6th and carrying so much history, of course, and tap a 45 minutes that they would have feared.
Yeah, well, no question. Everyone knew this was going to be a monumental task for Haiti. I think they fought hard for a period of time. But I think, you have to look into a little bit about that high line that they have and how you can't have a high line if you don't have pressure on the ball. They've given Brazil way too much time. And that has given Brazil the ability to play the ball behind.
What his message will be. Certainly a more electrified first half than the one in New York, New Jersey last week. So far, so good. Here are the first half stats then, with Brazil leading by 3-0. They've dominated the possession, they've had all the attempts at goal as well. Haiti have forced the one corner, but have not been able to get an attempted goal away. Their XG sitting at 0. I think it's fair to say he's pretty satisfied with how things are going. It's a tough first 45 for the Haitian fans, of course. Have a look at head-to-head between two players on the field to score goals.
Yeah, the stats tell the story here, but
Sim, Brasil. Ele é a pessoa mais bonita, bateu
Welcome back to the Philadelphia Stadium, city that is the birthplace of American independence, to be celebrated in just a few short weeks' time. On Juneteenth as well, and this Friday night under the lights, Brazil have been glittering. Vinny Jr. on the score sheet just before half-time. For Haiti now, what's in store in this second half? Emotional night for that man, Danny Jean-Jacques, who plays for the Philadelphia Union in Major League Soccer just down the road in Chester. Says Cunha. Well, he had a scrappy first goal, but he can claim it because the last touch was off him. And then a fine finish for the second. Only concern, of course, for Brazil, the substitution of Rafinha in that first half, replaced by Ryan. It's a team still without Neymar, who didn't travel to Philadelphia. He stayed at their base in New Jersey. They're using Red Bull New York's training facility. Straight away we can see there's going to be a couple of changes. Dominique Simon and Wilson Isidore going to come into the game. Looks like Pirro has come out. So a double change at half-time from Sebastian Mignet. And that one enforced change for Brazil. Casemiro stays out there as well. Arcus, the right back, has gone out. Simon, the 25-year-old, usually a central midfielder. No doubt his team talk at half-time a little different to the one he delivered in New York, New Jersey. Acknowledged being a little surprised by Brazil's slow there. As expected, much better here. And the second half is underway from the Philadelphia Stadium. We had an extraordinary light show at half-time. The Brazilian fans have really started the party, and their side are 3 up going into this second half. And they have the thirst and the appetite for more, I'm sure. Brace from Matheus Cunha, added to by Vinny Jr. in stoppage time. Haiti have made 2 changes as well at the break. Pirro, the striker, has gone off. And Sunderland's Wilson Isidore is on. And Dominique Simon has come on to replace Harlan Zarkas, who was the one player booked, or one of 2 players booked indeed, in that first half for Haiti. Pirro was in fact the other, so both players who were booked have come out of the match. Reminder, Brazil made an enforced change before half-time, and it's probably the one concern they have at the moment. Rafinha going out, replaced by the teenager, Ryan. Haiti unable to land a shot on goal in that first half, or any shot. So Brazil, in not conceding an effort on goal, It's the first time they've achieved that in a FIFA World Cup match since facing Scotland in 1990. And the Scots are their next opponents in Miami. The final match day of Group C. Experience tries to play in Providence. Brazil throw. So Tab Ramos, second half. We know what Brazil are going to be looking for, and for Haiti, is it damage limitation at this point?
Well, I mean, I think we can tell already in the first couple minutes here that he switched from a line of 5 to a line of 4 in the back, which is smart. The line of 5 wasn't working. In theory, sometimes you think that having more defenders will make it a little easier to defend, but Haiti was just not putting any pressure on the ball. And I think now by switching to 4 in the back, that's why he takes Arcus out, pushes one of the center backs to the right side, and now he has an extra man in midfield where he can put a little bit more pressure on the ball, and maybe that'll even out the game.
Isidore with a foray forwards, and he tries to get a shot away, but it's blocked twice. Indeed, maybe that matchup in midfield will change a bit. Of course, Brazil notably lost the midfield matchup in their opening group game against Morocco in that first half. Changes of Carlo Ancelotti certainly helped. Different type of contest for them to face in this second period.
And on the other side, if you're Ancelotti, you're probably talking about keeping up the intensity. This is a great game to build confidence for Brazil, a team that does need the confidence. They do need to come together, and this is the right moment for them.
Reich wins the free kick. It's Simon, who's just come onto the field. Plays his football in Slovakia. Just a third cap for him. Truly wonderful setting for this FIFA World Cup. An estimated 20,000 Brazilians call Philadelphia home, many in the northeast of the city, the Castor Avenue corridor. But as we can see in the stadium tonight as well, many Haitians, around 30,000 across Pennsylvania. Of course, we're not far from New Jersey either. Proudly wearing their colours tonight. Battling away from Experience. Oh, then nearly a mistake. And they gets it out of there. So it was 1974, Haiti's only other appearance in the World Cup. Conceded 14 goals in their group games on that occasion. Only the 1954 Korea Republic teams conceded more. That's 16. Not want to be on the end of a really heavy defeat here. What have they got in their hearts and in their legs to try and keep Brazil at bay in the second half?
Yeah, I would not like to see that either. They left such a good impression in the first game against Scotland.
Allison was need to leave the door open for a moment there. Experience has taken it halfway across the field and then set up Louvain, and then they'll look down the line. And out it goes for a goal kick. Gabriel faced the media yesterday. He was quizzed a lot, of course, about Champions League final and is coming back from that. Amongst the family now, his Brazilian brothers, as it were. It's club football at the back of his mind. Had a cross in front of Vinicius Junior. Will win the free kick. Also the question, I think, Tab, in this second half will be, at what point does Carlo Ancelotti start using some more changes? He's had to use one already, remember, with Round coming on. But I'm sure he'd like to give some players a game. Opportunity to get an outing on this stage.
No doubt you start thinking about players like Vinicius Junior and the long season he's had with Real Madrid, playing basically all the games. And if you're hoping for a long tournament, you want to save a little bit of those legs.
Bellegarde. Lion has pushed out to the right back position in this second half. Provenance. The first man. You make a good point as well, Tab. So we watch Brazil play it out from the back. Talk about, you start thinking about the tournament ahead as much as managers, coaches, players will only say that they're thinking about what's in front of them. But Brazil, of course, are the five-time champions. They've not won any of the last 5 editions of the FIFA World Cup. They've never gone 6 without a win. So I think they probably always feel every tournament is their time, but it really does feel like for them it ought to be their time. But here's Vinicius Junior. He's through once more. Vini Junior for Brazil. Forced all the way wide. And Haiti stood up well there. And Bellegarde can bring it away. Gave it a little stretch for a moment. Isidore is in the middle. Can Providence provide the cross? Oh, and it's taken off. Bellegarde right on the edge of the penalty area and moved it away upfield where Vinicius Junior was coming back from an offside position.
But to your point, Tony, there's no question that Brazil, I don't think there's a tournament where they don't think it's their time to win.
Absolutely.
But one thing is for certain, if this Brazil team is going to win this World Cup, they're going to have to do it with Vinicius Junior on the field. And so, yes, I would start thinking in about another 10, 15 minutes about putting those legs on the bench and giving them some rest.
Provenance. There are numbers in the middle if he can deliver the cross, and it takes a little flick on as well. Seymour safely through to Alisson. Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, is in the building tonight.
Kaká and Ronaldo behind him. Not a bad defense there for him.
No. whose playing days ended with a spell in this country at Orlando in Major League Soccer. Vinicius Junior. Douglas Santos back into Vinny Junior, all the way across. They couldn't quite find the connection. It's Ryan in the 6-yard box there. Is again the youngest member of the Brazilian squad. He can attack from these kind of areas as well. Gabriel using all the width at the Philadelphia Stadium. The flag is up. The free kick to Haiti. Broken into song again all around this stadium. Chorus of Brazilian singing, chanting, celebrating. Haiti succeeding in getting more bodies forward in this second half. Brazil might just be inviting them to do that a little bit as well, of course, to catch them. Once again, they're foiled on the edge of the penalty area, and now Brazil will try a break. He slipped it inside. Looking for Danito's run all the way up and right back.
Seemed like Vinicius was open on the opposite side and they couldn't find him.
The hour mark in Philadelphia. Hard yards are continuing for Haiti. Ryan. Too much of it. Simon. They've got the free kick. Making the run in behind. Changes being planned on the touchline at the moment. This is Providence for Haiti. Bellegarde. Driving run, and he wins the corner. There's been a lot of excitement around us from these Brazilian supporters, and part of that reason is because Endrick, there on the left, is due to come on There's quite a lobby now that want to see him. The Brazil starting 11. Casemir is coming off, and Lucius Dietzen of FC Dallas will come into the game. And are Brazil going to make their changes now, or are they going to wait for the Haiti corner? Bellingham from the corner. Near post, it's flicked on, and then cleared it away from just a yard off the line. Haiti was so close. Ricardo Ade.
And what a great opportunity there for Haiti. Excellent in-swinging corner. Ade wins the header. Good reaction from Allison under the post. With both hands. And Danilo clears it right off the line.
They're going to make these changes now. And the referee, I said he's strict, so Cunha's got to remember he's got 10 seconds to get off the field. A brace for him, goals 2 and 3 in Brazil colours. Gabriel Martinelli is on, and listen to this reception. He's on the other player off. As here comes Hendrick. I think they like him. See what he
Sounds like it. Well, he had a great season for Lyon this year, on loan from Real Madrid.
Eighteenth cap for him. Just 8 appearances at the end of the season at Lyon. He scored 5 goals and 4 assists. Moment for Isidore, but it does get Haiti a free kick on the far side. There's Stevenson. Well, they delivered a super corner. How can Bellingham do something from the other side of the field? Providence, and on the turn, swept wide by Duverne.
They went with an out-swinging set piece this time, easily handled by Brazil.
Croatian Douglas Santos actually got a booking for that challenge.
There's no question, Tony, that switching from 5 to 4 in the middle of the field has helped this Haiti team. Even out the center midfield more.
So I got a free kick. Martinelli tried to get forward.
Not sure what the call was there.
Didn't seem to be an awful lot of contact, did there? But Brazil have got the free kick. Guimaraes is standing over him. India numbers forward. And back dangerously into the 6-yard box. There was often up there with his heights. Now here's Vinny Jr. Can they stop that from going out for a corner? They can. Midway point of the second half. Brazil have not added to the first half tally of 3. Not yet, anyway. Vinny Jr. cutting in, cutting out. Finding Martinelli. Guimaraes, played up beautifully, and that's off the crossbar. There is a flag up.
Unfortunate, what an excellent sequence there.
It's not an shot.
And then with the great back heel from, here we see it, all inside. And here comes Vinny with the back heel to Martinelli with a shot that hits the crossbar.
Flaggers up. And at this point, proceedings paused, and we head into our second hydration break. Well, 3-0. I mean, Haiti went into the dressing rooms having just conceded that third. They've come out and tapped. You've earmarked tactically, they've looked on a much better footing in this start of the second half, albeit, of course, Brazil know that they're playing with the luxury of a 3-goal advantage. These are the goals.
And here's Vinny cutting inside, taking a shot, good save by the goalkeeper. Here comes Cunha, though, the person who started it in the first place. Here's the second goal. Recovery in middle of the field. Ball goes to Vinny Jr. He finds the diagonal run from Cunha, who buries it in the upper corner. And here's the third goal. Vinny looks at the far post, and as the keeper goes here, tucks it right under him.
Is at least with the other substitutes on the bench. Looks like another change upcoming as well for Sebastian Mignet. Hydration break, a change for Haiti. Lenny Joseph is on, Ruben Provenance is off. Left the foot in there a little bit, didn't he? He follows through with the foot, the bottom of the foot.
Deserved yellow card.
Now, because it's a yellow card, the clarification on this. So if Martinelli was to require treatment, and at the moment he hasn't had any, he wouldn't have to observe the off-field treatment rule because it was a cautionable offence. Apparently, one of those who was inspired by the Brazilian team visiting Haiti back in 2004 for that friendly international. Haiti are not currently playing international games on home soil. They qualified for this World Cup by playing their home matches in a range of nearby islands, the likes of Curacao, who of course we also see at this World Cup, and indeed we'll see them in Philadelphia next week.
And I think as we were discussing during the break, when we talk about that switch that coach made from 5 to 4 in the back, although it hasn't evened out the game, you know, when we looked at the last 5 minutes of the first half, it seemed like if the first half lasted 5 more minutes, they were going to give up 2 or 3 more goals. And I think it at least evened it out a bit more and made Haiti a little bit more competitive in the middle of the field and allowed them to come this second half with, you know, create a couple of chances, get forward a little bit more, and give Brazil less time on the ball to be able to play.
Margot gets the free kick, and this does give Haiti the opportunity to try and do something from set pieces. And they've shown they've got a threat there. You send the likes of Ade up front to join Isidore. Needs some hovering on the edge of the penalty area. Needs the good delivery though. Headed away first time. And Martinelli. Well, if they see this out, Brazil, you know, they'll say it was all down to the fact that they kept the Rocky statue intact. No draping of shirts over it. To Ecuador's cost last week. And here's the substitute to fire it wide. That was Dominic Simon. Total sellout, 68,324 here at the Philadelphia Stadium tonight. Not just a game, an occasion for sure, Tab, that we've been witness to here.
Yeah, this has been 2 great fan bases. Obviously, the Brazil pretty much taken over the stadium, but I have to tell you, I'm really surprised with the Haiti fans.
Could be a chance for another one, and it is over the top. Well, Douglas Santos, head in hands moment for him. 32-year-old has not scored for his country.
There's a great ball from Ryan. And Douglas Santos is going to have a chance. Not sure he's going to get a better one in this game, but he should have put that one away.
Player rejuvenated by Carlo Ancelotti. Said that the managers have a lot of conversations with him. They watched him carefully. This was in St. Petersburg.
There's experience. I give him a lot of credit. He makes a great effort. He's up and down the whole game, leaves everything on the field. You know, we talked a little bit at halftime about how, you know, there were only 40 final third entries for for Haiti. Just to give an idea, in the first game, Experience at 37 just by himself against Scotland.
Yeah, that's quite a stat, isn't it? I mean, it goes to show just territorially how they were pushed back. Not altogether surprisingly either. Ryan. And here's the moment they wanted! It's Hendrick, but it's also offside.
Oh, so close. Unfortunately, this is a great finish under the goalkeeper once again. And I think what the crowd wanted to see.
Clearly. I was surprised to read that the nickname amongst the Brazilian group for Hendrick is Bobby, after the great English striker who won the World Cup with England, Bobby Charlton. I mean, that is digging back into the archives, but there we go. Talking to archives, of course, we can't let the night go without reminding our audience to have 1994 World Cup here in this country. You were part of the US team. You played in 3 World Cups, of course, in total. And you came up against Brazil. It was a painful experience in more ways than one. You were taken out of the game, unfortunately, but you came up against a Brazilian team that would go on and win the competition.
Yeah, round of 16, we ended up coming out of the group and drawing Brazil. Brazil, obviously the favorites to win that World Cup. We met them, and I had the unfortunate injury in 40th minute of the game. That took me out of that game with a 0-0 right before half.
You don't remember an awful lot more than that, do you, either?
And that's because I've been told that. I don't remember most of that.
An unfortunate clash with Leonardo. It's put out of play. That 94 World Cup, actually, Brazil also drew a game in the group stage. They would win every other game in regulation time, other than the final, which of course was a win on penalties. And they came known as really playing football forza during that tournament. And even the head coach at the time, Carlos Alberto Moreira, even his mother complained to him about the style of football. But of course they lifted the trophy.
And I've heard all about that. Carlos Alberto Moreira was my coach later on here in MLS. And but also, we have to remember that team had Dunga and Mauro Silva in the middle of the field. Those guys wouldn't let anything go by.
Out comes Vinicius Junior. His job done for the night. Nicolas Santos is on. And Edison Silva is into the game. He actually was called up late after the injury to Wesley in a warm-up game. So he gets some minutes, the 26-year-old fourth cap. Leads Nitty with Atalanta. Derek Etienne will come on. And out will come Jean-Ripner Bellegarde. Etienne plays his football just not too far from here, north of the border in Toronto. Way down the middle for Martinelli, great control. He's got a man outside him as well. And he's done well once, man twice, and he's won a free kick as well. Here it is, he comes in. This is the Hendrick opportunity. And again, very tight. They've had two really close tonight, and it just goes to show how smart that technology is there. Every player, remember, has been scanned before this competition. You've got the physical qualities of every player in this tournament. And Hendricks' big entry onto the stage, foiled for now at least. There will be one heck of a cheer if he does score, as there was when that one went in, although the celebration was curtailed quickly. Question is, can Haiti get a goal here tonight? Emmanuel Sanon is Haiti's only goal scorer in World Cup football. He got 2 in 1974. Some space here. This is Deedson from Dallas. Brazil will want a clean sheet as well. They've conceded in 6 straight, and that was a point of contention from the Brazilian media this week. Some tired legs, jaded bodies out there now. Yeah, he gets there late. And good cover from Casemiro. Try and slide it into the penalty area, but ultimately Derek Etienne's entry pass goes through to Allison. Another 5 minutes plus added time to follow, and Brazil, as they were at half-time, leading by 3 goals to 0 here at the Philadelphia Stadium on a balmy Friday night under the lights. Teams play again next Wednesday. Brazil will head to Miami, where I'm sure their support will be nothing short of extraordinary. So will that of the Scots, beaten today by Morocco, who will face Haiti in Atlanta next Wednesday, under the roof.
And Scotland is not in a bad place at this point. They have 3 points from the first match, only conceded once today.
All the host nations will be happy, won't they? They've made terrific starts.
It's been an excellent start for all 3 of them. In particular for the U.S. team. U.S. team currently in first place, so is Mexico.
Good break and a good chance. Just foiled as Isidore made the run into the box. Allison there to block it, and it'll be a corner. Short from Dietzen. Room for Etienne. Kino's got a touch. They're a harsh bunch now, the Brazilians, aren't they, about their team and their performance at World Cups. 3-0 up at half-time. I wonder if some of them are going to be saying they should have done more in the second half. They should have been more goals. But still, 3-0. I mean, you were credit to Haiti for that. Haiti's tactical arrangement was a little bit better in the second half. Brazil side, as we said, beginning of the second half, if you're Ancelotti, you want to keep up the speed of play. That's what builds the confidence in the team. And this team, if they're going to do well at this tournament, they're going to need to continue to build their confidence, because they certainly have the players to compete for the World Cup and to be one of the contenders in the end. Status of Rafinha is going to be interesting, because they're still without Neymar. Question marks over when, if he will enter this tournament. I noted yesterday, the news came out that Neymar wouldn't even travel. Carlo Ancelotti wasn't even asked about him at the press conference, and of course there were a lot of questions. Etienne. Dietzen. Etienne over there to help him out. Dietzen will get it back. And now the flag is up. The assistant referees have been busy tonight. Some razor-thin margins on the disallowed goals. A tight one there. Unfortunate for Haiti there, but to expand on my point, Tony, we talked about Brazil in this second half. You get the sense that this group may end up to goals, may end up to that goal difference in the end may make a difference in this group because of that initial tie between Brazil and Morocco. And so you wonder if Brazil is gonna be thinking about this game in particular, if somehow they don't end up in first place in this group. C winner plays second in Group F. Now here's Danilo Santos. They've laid it up. Martinelli all the way across, and they can't finish. Another substitute, Edison Silva. The Group F sides, Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia. You finish second in the group, and you face a trip to Monterrey, where you'll play the winner of Group F. If you win, you'll go down to Houston, Texas. But the indoors, of course. Is there one more from Brazil? They got the space. Martinelli, they're on their feet around us. They want the crowning moment, and that's some good nation defence. Telqua. 5 minutes of added time. So all that to say, Tab, they might look back on this and say 3 really wasn't enough on the night, particularly given they got 3 in the first half.
Right, and that's what we mentioned before, because, you know, obviously we don't know what Morocco will do against Haiti. You know, you would think Haiti will recover a little bit better from this game, but if they don't and Morocco puts up 5, you know, against Haiti, then, you know, Brazil's going to be in a real tough spot.
Referee's view of the challenge there on Ryan.
It really looked like much there.
Lifted in and headed away. Sweden will be more content perhaps than he was last time he faced Brazil when he conceded 7. It's the 3 tonight, and they've still got hopes at the other end of getting something, Haiti. This is Derek Etienne Jr. Simon Allison equal to the task. Corner.
Good transition moment for Haiti, finding Etienne wide. He has made a difference since he's come in the game.
There is the corner, deflected towards the back post as well, and there's an offside flag up. Against Duvern, I think it was. 90 seconds left of added time. Ade was up there as well. Still maintaining a very good record against teams from the CONCACAF region. Kept 8 clean sheets in 9 matches. Only Costa Rica the exception. Conceded 2 in a 5-2 group stage win. 2022. Victories over Costa Rica. We mentioned scoring 3 in the first half. Brazil is the first time they've done that in a group stage match since 2002. Costa Rica, and a 5-2 victory on that occasion. So, chance for Haiti to have a left one again. Brazil have done enough, and they're seeing it out. Half-time, they might have feared the worst, Haiti. 52 years ago today, they were beaten 7-0 by Poland in the 1974 World Cup. Well, this has been a better second half display. Can they cap it with a goal? It's cleared away. It's all over. Brazil back to winning ways. A brave effort from Haiti, but not enough. All the goals before half-time. Vini Jr. capping it after Mateus Cunha's brace. A night of pride for Haiti for sure. A night where Brazil got back on track at the FIFA World Cup. Full time. Brazil 3, Haiti 0. Cunha with goals 2 and 3 in a Brazilian shirt. You got Thiago, the man he effectively replaced tonight, with a warm embrace. Well, second half, it did not get worse for Haiti, but that third goal really, Tab Ramos, sealed the game before the interval.
Yeah, it made us see the inevitable, because Brazil was truly the better team. I think this one was never in doubt. Brazil came out playing hard from the beginning, and they were superior in every area of the field. I think a valiant effort from Haiti, just like they did in the first game, maybe not as much this time, but still they gave everything they have, as they always do. But Brazil was just too much on the day.
And just to confirm, of course, the scenario at the start of the night, with that defeat, Haiti are eliminated from the competition. They are the first team of the 48 that know they will be going home at the end of the group stage. Brazil hope they will be going a lot further in this competition. And it's all smiles for Carlo Ancelotti's side. But the harshest critics might say that they needed more goals in the second half. Rafinha's injury is going to be a source of questioning, I'm sure, in the press conference after the game. But in the end, 3 goals and 3 points. And an incredible occasion as well. Let's have a look at the statistics. After Brazil 3, Haiti 0. See, Haiti got a lot more possession in the second half and nudged their XG up as well, forcing some corners and actually having 8 attempts on goal. But, of course, all of that really came with Brazil to have in total control at half-time.
And we talked about that a little bit, that, you know, Brazil, I think, played a gear slower in the second half. Obviously saving legs maybe because they had such a big lead. Still clearly the better team the second half. Brazil still created, I think,
Pointed out that in South American World Cup qualifying campaign, Paraguay finished with the same number of points as Brazil, Uruguay and Colombia. Turkey had 30 attempts against Australia but couldn't find a goal, losing by 2-0. Paraguay going down 4-1 to the co-hosts, the United States of America, in Los Angeles. They were 3-0 behind at half-time.
Please welcome tonight's two teams, Turkey and Paraguay.
The United States of America are setting the pace in Group D in the 2026 FIFA World Cup with 2 wins out of 2. Turkey and Paraguay both looking then to earn their first point, having lost their opening matches. Another defeat for Turkey will see them unable to progress to the round of 32. A loss for Paraguay would see them having to beat Australia in their last group match to have a chance of reaching the knockout stages. Half an hour or so ago, this stadium was relatively empty. In the last 25 minutes, it had really filled up. A sense of anticipation amongst both sets of supporters, a sense of excitement, but a sense of trepidation as well. In just a moment, after the two respective national anthems.
Please rise if you are able for the playing of the national anthem of Turkey. Please remain standing if you are able for the playing of the national anthem of Paraguay.
2026 FIFA World Cup. It's Turkey against Paraguay at the San Francisco Bay Area Stadium. What an atmosphere inside the stadium. This is something special.
Beautiful, isn't it? The jeopardy that's in this game already very early on in this FIFA World Cup shows just exactly what it means to both sides, both sets of fans. There's a huge ratio in favour of the Turkey side of what's going to go on today, but make no mistake, this is a key match in this group.
Today is from El Salvador. Ivan Barton is the man in the middle. And there is our VAR team. Kamis Al-Mari from Qatar, charging the room. Three changes for Turkey. Mert Mulder comes in at fullback. Kenan Yildiz and Yunus Akgün start on either side of the trio, who will play just behind Karim Aktürkoğlu, the striker who scored the only goal in the playoff final victory over Kosovo in March that secured Turkey's place at this FIFA World Cup. Head coach Vincenzo Montella very much hoping for victory on the day after his 52nd birthday. Orlando Hill continues in goal despite conceding 4 goals against the USA. 2 changes, both of which were widely expected. Tias Galaza comes into midfield. He replaces Damian Bobia, who scored an own goal against the USA. The other change is up front, where Isidro Peter makes just his 6th appearance for his country. Peter starts instead of Antonio Sanabria, who was Paraguay's top scorer in qualifying. If Turkey lose, they will be unable to reach the knockout stages. They have the youngest starter for them since the 1954 World Cup in Kenan Yildiz. Paraguay can lose this match and still make it through. Coaches who both spoke well at the pre-match media conferences yesterday.
Are you ready? Let's count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Turkey get us underway at the San Francisco Bay Area Stadium. They are in the all-white with the red trimming. Paraguay in the all-dark blue this evening. And lots of noise is being created by sets of supporters. It really is very special. We've just got 8 o'clock in the evening here, local time. USA will win the group if Turkey fail to win.
have to avoid defeat. If they lose, they will be eliminated from the World Cup with one group match still to play. Paraguay can afford to lose and still make the last changes. What start! What an incredible start! Paraguay in front. It's the fastest goal of the tournament. And it has been scored by Matias Galaza. 65 seconds or so played here in San Francisco. The first attempt on target is absolutely on target. And it's the man who has come into the side today, selected by Gustavo Alfaro in midfield, who has fired them ahead.
Well, what a way to validate your selection. Coming into the side and scoring a goal of this quality against a team of this magnitude. Matias Galaza finding a little pocket of space. It sits up so very nicely for his left foot. And just when players and teams are feeling their way into such a big game, Paraguay grab this one by the scruff of the neck and get themselves ahead. Humbled in the first game, starting very quickly today. Desperate to the opening round right, and my word, have they started tremendously well.
"64 seconds, the official time of that goal from Matias Galaza, who scored 2 goals in qualifying for Paraguay. He was the player who was at the pre-match media conference yesterday, but his coach, Gustavo Alfaro, is one for whom he will never use 20 words if 200 will do. He dominated proceedings, but what little Galaza said made perfect sense, saying that we have to treat this match as a final. And what they've made to it.
You can tell those words have been ringing in the ears of his teammates. Galaza has let the marker down not only with his press conference comments, but also with the fact he started this game amazingly well, just a couple of seconds after a minute mark in this match here. No lack of fight by either side, is there? What a tempo we've got here in Santa Clara.
Is the first yellow card of what is turning into, even at this early stage, a very spicy encounter.
Galaza's absolutely involved in everything so far. He's got a goal. He's also upending the opposition. That's a very, very late challenge, isn't it? Nowhere near the ball. Putting his opponent at real risk there. One that, once again, Angun would not be too happy about at all.
Well, a yellow card was shown immediately to Matias Galaza. It's Yunus Akgun who is the player down for Turkey, who must have been absolutely stunned when conceding that early goal.
It gives Turkey a chance to really catch breath, doesn't it? Certainly plenty of food for thought, given the first game as well, where they dominated so many of the statistical charts. An Australian side that didn't come away, of course, with the win. Turkey need to do something in this game to get themselves back into it, because at the moment Paraguay really are setting the tempo.
Paraguay in their first FIFA World Cup appearance since 2010, when they reached the quarter-finals before losing 1-0 to Spain. That's their best ever World Cup performance. Followed by Badakci. Hello. Flick on from Isidro Pita. There's space on this near side for Bert Mulder, the fullback, who's one of 3 changes for Turkey this evening. Turkey up. Well, there was a late challenge coming in there. And is this going to be another card? Certainly that's what Paraguay are asking of the official.
See so many Paraguayan players go racing over to the referee to ask a similar question. Of course, in the book already.
Free kick then taken by Gustavo Gomez. Header from Gula, who received the biggest cheer of the night from the Turkey supporters when his name was announced on the big screen, when the teams were revealed to the spectators. Here's Demiral. Turkey have conceded all 3 previous matches at a FIFA World Cup when they have conceded the opening goal. Touch on from Gula. Here's Akgun. Demiral with the crossfield ball. It's another strong challenge. No way through for Akgun. Now there might be a chance for the ball to be played across. It's Mulder with the ball into the middle. And tidying up is Meri Demiral. Away by Checker. That has so much height on it. Juliet Alonso. Terrific ball down this near side. Galaza. Should be cleared and is by Demiral.
With some pace that this game's been whipping along at since the final whistle. Referee just making sure that his whistle is heard, his authority is respected.
Alonso with the throw. Bit of space on that far side for Yildiz to chase. 21-year-old, the youngest starter for Turkey in a World Cup since 1954. Mulder. Gula. More in the penalty area, hoping to get on the end of any cross that might come in from Yildiz.
You can really see the organisational skills of Paraguay at the back.
There's an off-the-ball incident there. There was a bit of shoving and arms out. And the referee's going to have to very much impose his authority upon proceedings early on.
It's been a game of high emotion so far, hasn't it? It's a fairly ridiculous reaction, isn't it, to what we've seen so far. It's been played with real physicality. The team in Paraguay have real fortitude and physical presence up against Turkey's side that's got a bit of silk to go with the steel.
Suarez with that challenge. Plenty for Vincenzo Montella to ponder. Such a prolific striker in his day, former Italian international.
The key thing as well from Turkey's point of view is not to panic. As I said in the opening game against Australia, they dominated pretty much all of the proceedings. However, couldn't find a cutting edge. At times, at the back, looked all over the shop when it came to the attacking them, but they've got to remedy that pretty soon in this game because it was a terrific strike by Galaz that got them ahead.
Suarez with the ball in, cleared away by Mulder. Long range effort, always rising though from Diego Gomez. Gomez, who incidentally is one of the 3 players in the Paraguay side who are in danger of a suspension, having been booked in the opening game. The others are Juan Casares and Miguel Almiron. Yunus Akgun is in the same position for Turkey. by Bardakci. Cardello. Here's Yildiz. Bardakci. Demiral. Mulder. Gula. So much of Turkey's play goes through the number 8. Yildiz. Yüksek. Mulder. Turkey patiently probing. Yildiz gets the return. Gula. 2 defenders immediately upon him, and Paraguay might be able to break here if they can work it through the middle. And Ciso. There was 2 options there for the pass forward, and perhaps the wrong one was chosen.
Yeah, and Ciso did have a gap ahead of him. However, it's just making the point they wanted the ball in front of him, a bit more space to run into. Ciso, of course, the main attacking outlet for Paraguay, and someone that Turkey need to keep a keen eye on.
Touch ball from Galaza. And Ciso was given that away. And a chance now for Yüksek. Aktukalo into the middle. A chance here. Great setup. Couldn't be taken by Arda Gula.
Well, it's the first time really that we've seen Turkey trouble Paraguay. Really good, ambitious work down the right-hand side. However, when the ball's rolled back to somebody that you normally can bet on, of course, Arda Gula, it's just lifted over the Paraguayan bar. Does get Vincenzo Montella up off his seat, applauding his players. He feels like they're growing into it. However, look, they've worked themselves into trouble.
They have indeed. It's taken too long to take the goal kick. And that means that it will be advantage Turkey, because it is a corner kick now to the men in white.
The referee absolutely correct, of course. Paraguay frustrated. They all know the stipulations, though.
It's the 3rd time this has happened at this FIFA World Cup, and not enough the 2nd time today. Well, there's going to be a lot of competitiveness in that penalty area as this ball is delivered in. Easily away. Ciso trying to help it further away from goal. Çekur. Towards Aktukalo. He's got a bit fortunate there. Yildiz. Yildiz comes away with it. Can he find a teammate in the middle? He can't. Plenty of pressure from Turkey as they search for an equaliser. Peter making the run through the middle. The man known as the Viking. Up against Bardakci. And the flag is up on the far side.
And the run took too long. Peter had made the initial run. He was in his own half. He needed to be released. However, aside a real reflection of what Isidro Peter does going forward, he'll work tirelessly for Paraguay.
Isidro Peter making his 2nd international appearance tonight. All 5 of his previous appearances for Paraguay came in World Cup qualifying. Turkey supporters looking to get behind their team. Panolo. Taken down by Akgün. Right idea, didn't quite get the execution correct though.
Just the angle, really, wasn't it, on the ball played around the corner. Macboon, his cross landing safely into the hands of Hill in the Paraguayan goal.
Orlando Hill, who came in for a lot of criticism in Paraguay following the opening game in which he conceded 4 goals to the United States of America, but Gustavo Alvaro confirmed yesterday that Hill would be his starting goalkeeper this evening. Vote of confidence in the man who plays for San Lorenzo in Argentina. Peter loses out.
I think as a collective, there was so much to put right after that opening game against the USA for Paraguay, wasn't there? They've seemingly taken what one of the host nations had done to them in that first game and placed it into the game today. They've gone after Turkey. They've sat back when they've needed to, soaking under the bit of pressure that they are now.
Mulder. Akgün. Demiral. Dagci. Flick from Çalhanoğlu. Quite work out. And we're through for Almiron on that far side. Noticeable how wide Mulder is playing on this near side and Yildiz on the other for Turkey. So the full extent of the width of the pitch. Cardinal. Nicely done. And that's another corner.
Slightly more composed play by Turkey. They know that they've got the players to be able to pull apart Paraguay to create little spaces that they can go and exploit. Gustavo Gomez